everybody to this week's Texas Roadhouse press conference. It's homecoming week. Our week starts out on Tuesday with the Justin Kerrigan show from 6 to 7 o'clock across the street at the Crouch Kitchen. Thursday, men's and women's soccer on the road. The women are at St. Edward's at 1 o'clock and the men are at Dallas Baptist. Friday, we've got home swimming at 5 o'clock. They're competing against Ouachita Baptist in a two-day meet. And volleyball is on the road later that night at 6 o'clock at Midwestern State. Saturday morning, swimming concludes their two-day event against Ouachita at 10 a.m. Men's soccer is at St. Edward's at 1 p.m. and women's soccer is at Angelo State at 1 o'clock. And the week will conclude with the football homecoming game against West Texas A&M at 6 o'clock at Dallas Stadium. Today we're going to start with Josh Newman. Head men's basketball coach Josh Newman is going to talk about his team coming up this season and Falcon Madness coming up on Monday.
Thanks for the applause. So basketball season is right around the corner. Today we are 1 week away from official practice and our second annual Falcon Madness event. Super excited about the event this year. Hopefully it'll be better than last year. For those of you that went to the event last year or heard about it, basically what it is, it kicks off basketball season. You'll have a chance to see the women's basketball program, the men's basketball program in action, as well as cheer and pom and the step team and the band. We're trying to incorporate as many people as possible in the event, but it's a great event for the community to come out, kind of meet our student athletes, get a first look, and then basically for us, then we're on the clock. For my basketball team, we actually play in 24 days because we are playing in the Division II Tip-Off Classic, which is out in Anaheim, California. So it's going to start a little bit faster for us than everybody else, but we're super excited about it. And our guys are ready to kind of get through this preseason phase. And this is the last week for us as Falcon Madness kind of captures the end of it and kicks off the beginning of it for us. So the event is Monday at 7:30, a week from today. And if you haven't been to it, you're going to hopefully really enjoy being a part of it because I think it's a great event for both men and women's basketball.
For someone who hasn't been to that event, what would you say to expect the atmosphere to be like?
Yeah, so first of all, super exciting. We're going to put our student athletes in a little bit different element. We're going to have a lip sync contest. So there's going to be some fun games, some fun activities. You get to see the student athletes not just as an athlete playing, but kind of a little more their personality. We're going to have a three-point shooting contest, and of course everybody loves a slam dunk contest. That's where I over there kind of hold my eyes and hold my breath and hope nobody gets hurt. But the fans love it, but it'll be super exciting, very interactive with not only our fans but other student athletes. So I think it'll be a great event for everybody.
So you guys started practice and everything?
So we haven't started yet, so we're in the pre-practice mode. The new rules allow us 4 hours a week. With my compliance officer in the back, she just gave me a thumbs up for knowing the rules. But yeah, we're allowed 4 hours per week of basketball and then 4 hours without a basketball. So we're excited. We're kind of itching for that opportunity where we can really get on the floor and put 2.5 hours in. That will start on the 15th. So I think our guys are ready. They're ready to get in their practice gear as well. But I think we've had a very productive preseason workout at this point.
Last week you guys went and visited Andrews for like a pep rally or the whole works. How was that?
I thought it was awesome. First of all, it's a great turnout. They had, I think, 1,200 students. I think every one of their students came to the event, which is great. You walk out and you see 1,200 screaming kids, and they all want to be a part of it. They're engaged and they're locked in. I thought Richard did a fantastic job emceeing the event, putting the event together. Because what we're trying to do, as you guys know, is we're trying to continue to connect with the community. And there was a lot of kids at that high school that had never seen us play. And all of a sudden, I think we won some of them over, and hopefully they'll come to our event, and then more importantly, they'll come during the year.
How did the event in Anaheim come about for you guys?
Yeah, so it's this is my second year as a coach participating in the event. It's an invite only. I would tell you that the secret's out about how good UTV basketball is going to be. And so when we got the invite, we jumped on it because it allows us to help put our program and put the university and obviously put Odessa on the spot and put us in a tournament that's going to be prestigious. We're playing a team out of California, Concordia Irvine, and then two teams out of Michigan, Ferris State, who had won a national championship, and then Wayne State, who's a perennial power. So we will get a barometer of how good we are right out the bat. I think we play Concordia Irvine in their preseason number 10 in the country. So it'll be a great test for us. I'm always about challenging my team. Always been since the day I started coaching. I want to put them in the toughest atmosphere and kind of see where we're at and see what we need to do to be successful. So it'll be a great measuring stick for us the first weekend.
Can you preview your team for us, what you have coming back, what's new?
Sure. So we got 11 new guys. So, preseason obviously is where we're trying to mesh them. And we've done a lot of different things. We've done a retreat. We're in boot camp right now. So there's a lot of things that we're doing to try to bring these guys together, not just from a basketball standpoint, but from a personality standpoint. We've got 4 guys returning, 3 that played, 1 that was a redshirt walk-on, but Miles Washington is a senior for us. Adam Rivera is a junior for us. Both those guys started towards the end of the year. Isaac Hernandez, the young man from Odessa, he's back. And then other than that, we got a whole new fresh look. We got 5 Division I transfers that kind of range from all over the country. We've got guys from Indianapolis, Minnesota, and New York, so our roster is pretty well diversified. And then we signed 3 freshmen that I think are going to be really talented as well. 2 from Atlanta and 1 from Dallas, and then a couple of the young men that kind of fill out the roster from different places. So,
What are you looking at size-wise?
we're not as tall as we have in the past. My one concern at this point is rebounding, truthfully. I think we can really shoot it. I think we're really fast. I love our guard play. But I'm a little concerned on the rebounding end of it. So when I leave here to go to pre-practice, that's one of the things that we're going to focus on today.
With all the new guys here, you talked about 11 new guys coming to the team. Have you seen somebody trying to stand out as being the leader on the team?
Yeah, when you add 11 guys, everybody wants to be the leader. And being a leader is the hardest thing. Every coach in here can talk about leadership, and to be a leader on the floor, it takes a lot of guts, honestly, because you've got to be that person that's willing to challenge your teammates, willing to hold your teammates accountable, even when that might not be the cool thing to do. And so we have some guys right now that are absolutely trying to do that. As well as being a leader, you have to have guys follow you. And so it's one thing to try to lead, but it's another thing for have guys follow. And so we're kind of talking to some guys and trying to groom some guys to make sure that the message they're trying to relay to their teammates is one that they'll embrace and follow.
One thing that I've kind of picked up on over the past few weeks is UTPB is pretty heavily recruiting in Indianapolis, not just in football, but in basketball too. What makes Indianapolis so worthwhile recruiting?
Well, we have one guy from there. Honestly, the way we recruit is we try to find the best players, and we start in the region, and then we just work our way out, and wherever they are, they are. That's one of the luxuries of being here at UTB is we have a draw that we can recruit anybody. The weather, the community, those are big draws for student athletes. When we talk about some of those colder regions, Indianapolis, New York, Minnesota, you tell them, hey, yesterday it was 95 degrees, they're all about it. So for us, it's about recruiting the best players anywhere in this country and anywhere in the world that we can find them.
Coach, how much of what you went through last year building your team so quickly is helping you out mesh these guys right now? Because you're bringing in new personalities, but you had a whole team full of new personalities last year.
Sure. The significant difference is the time of it. Last year we had about a month and a half to put a new roster together. This year we had an entire year. And so we recruited a bunch of young men throughout the year that we knew we wanted and identified them early. And that's going to be a big part of it, because anytime you go through the recruiting process, it's not just about evaluating talent. It's about understanding their character, kind of their values. Are they a good fit personally for me as a coach, me as our staff, the community? Last year we didn't really have that luxury. It was, hey, who's available and do they want to come play basketball? But this year it's completely different, and that time is obviously the biggest change.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, next up we've got head volleyball coach Tim Lesh. His Falcons just went 2-0 this week with wins over St. Edwards and St. Mary's.
Good afternoon. Falcon volleyball had another good week, and it was a bounce back week for us. We had a couple tough losses the weekend before, so I was really proud of our team for getting back to playing our style of play, and we had a new lineup as well, so the girls embraced that and everybody did their role, and we were able to put together a couple good wins against good teams.
Having a bounce back week, like you said, what's the morale like on the team now?
The morale is high. It's an exciting time. We're doing well, and all the girls want to be a part of it. And they're battling for playing time, but it's in a positive way. It's, how can they help the team? What more can they do? What different can they do? So morale is high. It's always a little challenging with a new lineup to get players to mesh with somebody next to them or whatever that they haven't played with as much. But they're communicating and they're figuring it out, and if we can continue to do that and improve throughout the second half of the season, I think we could finish really strong.
After losing on Monday, what did you see your team do differently from then until the last 2 wins?
On Monday, we unexpectedly had to change the lineup, so I don't think any of us handled it well. Like as a coach, maybe I could have done some stuff different, and players could have done stuff different. They were just surprised, oh, we're doing something new and different. And they did play well, and I want to give credit to Western New Mexico. They played well when they had an opportunity. They seized it and elevated their level of play. But we didn't play quite as sharp. We made a few errors. Some of the new players in the lineup were a little tentative or confused, and having a week of practicing and scrimmaging amongst ourselves with that just made them more comfortable and confident. And like I said, they're bought in. It was just an unexpected thing that happens to everybody. And hopefully next time something like that happens to us, we'll handle it a little bit better.
Trevon Matthews, she had another fantastic game. What can you say to her level of play, and maybe as well as her consistency?
Yeah, she's having a great season. She's been very reliable and dependable for us. She's played at a high level almost every match, and a lot of teams have scouted her and know she's coming, and she's still finding ways to score. And she's also a great leader for us. So not just with her actions, but she motivates her teammates, and she just wants the team to do well. So she's going to do everything she can, to score points with blocks or kills. But she's also encouraging all her teammates to do whatever they can do. And that's really something that's helped us, that we're not as reliant on her as some teams are on 1 or 2 players. So while she has big numbers, or good numbers for us, it's very unlikely she'll win a Lone Star Conference Player of the Week award or something like that, because she's got some help with other players on the team. But being able to count on her to get 6, 8, 10 kills and 4, 5, 8 blocks pretty much every match is nice, because the rest of the lineup has juggled around a little bit.
Okay, good. Thanks, Scott. Thank you.
All right, we'll close today with head football coach Justin Kerrigan. His Falcons take on West Texas A&M this Saturday at Rattler Stadium at 6 o'clock.
You can't give up a blocked punt and 7 turnovers and win a football game. We learned that Saturday.
Is there a reason what caused the 7 turnovers? I mean, it just seemed like that.
Tremendous amount of misfortune and good play on their part, but
Were they punching the ball out on you, or?
no, I think one was a blitz that rocked our quarterback, got the ball out. The other fumble was Marquis Simmons. I haven't gone back and looked at stats over the past 4 years. I've just been racking my brain to think about when the last time was Marquis has fumbled the football. Unfortunately, one happened at about the 6-yard line Saturday night. There was a fumble where we threw a screen, ball got tipped up, ended up in the hands of an offensive lineman, who then got tackled and fumbled the football. And where you think you got lucky on a play, it turned around quickly, and it was a moment of bad luck for us. And that theme repeated itself throughout the game. I've never been a part of 7 turnovers in the game.
I guess you don't have linemen go through ball security drills in the league, do you?
It's pretty odd that you say that. We go through ball security with everybody on our team, with the exception of offensive line. We teach them how to recover a fumble properly. It's part of our circuit. But after that one drill, they then leave the circuit, and everybody else goes through ball security. Not many times has the ball ended up in the hands of an offensive lineman.
Well, if you look at your numbers of the defense for being on the field as much as they were, they did a good job, but it was just a short field.
It was a short field, yeah. We gave them the ball in their territory a great majority of the time. Just a helpless feeling on the sideline in a game like that. And I thought, the times that we held on to the ball, we did really well.
Two things. Can you tell us about West Texas and what they're going to show offensively, defensively, kind of a scouting type deal? And on a side note, with Tarleton leaving after this year to go D1, is there a plan for somebody to come in and fill that spot? Or is that going to create an open date possibly next year, or are you going to have to find somebody else to play?
Yeah, good question. So West Texas, defensively, they're going to base out of a three-man front, which means 3 defensive linemen. There's going to be a 4th guy coming from one side or the other. They do a great job of keeping that balanced and scouting them as to who's going to be the extra guy to come. They're very balanced and where that comes from, so you don't have an idea really which one's going to be. There's one of 3 guys that'll be at any time, and they do a good job. Offensively, they play very up-tempo. They'll play with a tight end, but he'll play in every position. He'll play in the backfield, he'll play spread out as a wide receiver, and he'll play as a tight end as well. They'll do some direct snap stuff to him. They're very fast, up-tempo in how they play. They've been very explosive so far this year offensively. They've done a great job. Defensively, I think the one thing that stands out the most is that they fly around with the football, and every clip defensively in film, there's 11 guys around the pile. And that's an effort deal. They've done a good job at that. But very multiple formations offensively, but keep the same person on the field and play very fast. Spread, yeah.
With that potential extra blitzer, do you think that's going to open up the short passing game for more of a horizontal game, or do you think you're going to plan for more of a vertical long passing game?
Well, they're going to play with a 4-man front, play 80% of the time, and that just who that 4th man is. We really don't call him a blitzer. He's just a 4th defensive lineman. He's just coming from a different spot on the field in every rep. It's going to take some pre-snap awareness from our offensive line, our quarterbacks and running backs, communicating protection stuff, run game stuff, where that 4th guy might be coming from. But it doesn't really open up a whole lot behind it. It's still 7 men in coverage. They do a great job of staying balanced. Are they going to be a 2-high defense, in other words, 2 safeties deep, or are they going to be a 1-high defense? They're extremely balanced, and I think there's a lot of detail that goes into that with Coach Hughes as a defensive guy and the head coach, making sure that there's not a lot of tendency one way or the other, and who that extra guy is, that extra defense lineman, where he's coming from. Are they a 1-high defense or a 2-high defense? Very balanced. Again, I just think it's going to take some awareness in our guys, where that guy's coming from, how we're going to attack it, what we're going to do. They do a good job.
As far as your offense goes, I noticed Mathis hadn't played the last couple of weeks. Is that an injury situation, or you're just trying to find something to get some points?
Trying to find a way to get a spark and what we need to do to win a ball game. Obviously, we went with Caleb Leak for a majority of Saturday night. I thought he gave us an opportunity to win the game. And at halftime, we made the commitment that we were going to roll with him majority of the second half. Had an 88-yard touchdown run, which kind of solidified or validated the reasoning of putting him in there. Tremendous athlete, averaged, I think, 7 yards a carry on the night. Is a really good passer. Some of the ones that he completed, he had a 3rd and 9 completion to Caleb Forrest down their sideline in the first quarter, which was a great pass. Later on, threw a touchdown to Kobe Robinson. Threw the ball really well at times. Some other times, we had some bad throws, but I thought his ability to run the football and still be able to operate as a quarterback, as a passer, gave us a great opportunity to win the football game. I think he's got a tremendous future ahead of him.
Well, it says on the depth chart, Roberts is still 1 and Leak is 2. Is that going to be the way you're going to roll for Saturday night with Roberts starting the ball game?
Well, it's how we're starting for the week.
For sure. So you'll decide
as the week goes on. Yeah.
What about the Tarleton thing?
Yeah, right now it's just a void in the schedule. I don't know anything. The conference has not said anything. That we're exploring options of somebody else filling that spot. If there's a team within our conference that's looking to add football, again, we got 1,000 teams in this conference of different sports. I don't know of any of them talking about starting football, but right now, as of today, we got a full void.
Okay. You guys good? Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.